33-20, a 13-point lead here in half. The Carolina Security Consultants halftime report here on CRN. Under 2.5 remaining here in the first half of play. Comets ball. Elijah Shepard with the ball now at midcourt. Sets it up. Going to throw it now to Ross. Jaquan Ross fakes in front of Smith. Now goes to Bell. Bell powers his way. Now goes to number 4 of Shepard. Shepard about to bring his flock to the promised land. Shepard back to the ball. Back to Bell. Back to Ross. Sounds like a law firm if you count Freeman in there to boot. Under 2 minutes remaining here. Great work. Juking, jiving, passing, rushing. Shot for 3. No, it's over the rim and no good. Attempt made by number 3, Javonte Long. And they set it up perfectly, and they cleared 30 seconds off the clock to boot. Gaffer back to Smith. Smith goes into 22 of Fields. Attempt made by Smith. Basket up, and it's good for the Rams. A good one here in Cleveland. Final 90 seconds of the first half of play remain. 33-25, Clayton out in front on the road here in Cleveland. Holding the ball, number 4, Shepard. Shepard, high above the rafters, our broadcast position. You can see it perfectly. A great view. Long, going for 3, a fade away, and it's no good. Attempt made by Cleveland on the rebound. They're back up court now by Gaffer. Coming up on 90 seconds to play. Or actually 80 seconds to play. Tick that away. I'm going to 1 minute. 1 minute remaining in the first. Attempt made by 33, Trey Fields, and it's good. Basket's good. 33-27. 1:01 remaining in the first half. This game is going through a well of momentum. 1 minute it's Clayton, 1 minute it's Cleveland. Comets and Rams. A good one. 1 minute coming up until the Carolina Security Consultants halftime report. A dandy of a good one here. Oh, what a good show. Comets ball, put it back in bounds. 1 minute remaining in the first half. Shepard with the ball. He's at midcourt now. Shepard getting ready to set them all up. Bring them out, box out, no pressure, no foul. Now goes to senior Justin Bell. Bell now back to Shepard. Looking for Ross. Ross under pressure on defense by Rams of Smith, so he's boxed out. He can't go nowhere. Top of the key, looking now for Bell. Bell now goes to Ross, back to Long. Long now goes to Bell. Now sets it up to Shepard. They're running the clock down. Holding the ball, the Comets are. Ready to bring this thing to the locker room in the first half. Shepard with the ball. Letting the clock run to Bell. They'll set up for that one final attempt before the end of the first half. Bell just simply stands at a paused motion. He is literally stalled at court. Now he makes his move. Bell sets it up now. He's the Long. Long jukes and jives. Goes to Bell. Final 6 seconds. Long back to Bell. Bell attempts. He'll fade into 3 men. Looking under the basket. Swing. It's good! Sanders right there at the horn of the basket counts, and that's the half.
Coming soon, the new wave of hydration and energy drink HIQ. This new product is all natural with no caffeine and gives you a major boost of hydration and energy. No twitching effect or crashing like the old energy drinks. You can visit our website at www.liquidhiq.com.
Rolls on. It's presented by Carolina Security Consultants as we get ready to look at the first half of play for Clayton. 23 points scored in the first. 7 points scored in the first for Cleveland. For Clayton, 23, Cleveland 7. In this second quarter that just wrapped up a moment ago, second period, 12 points scored by Clayton, 20 points scored by Cleveland. So if you want to look at the differential here on the point bracket, Cleveland scored more than Clayton. 20-12, 23-7 in the game here. 35-27 at the half. Tensions are getting high again as Cleveland is doing really, really good here, coming back at the stretch. But Clayton doing what they need to do on the road. And as it stands right now, it is a 35-27 game with Clayton leading here in the Carolina Security Consultants halftime report. Comets came into this game at 12-2 tonight. 1-0 in the conference. They got a win over South Johnston the other night on Friday. They will prepare for a homestand that will be coming up against the East Wake Warriors, and that is an attempt for the number 1 seed. And while we have our break in the action, we want to recap that and look at what's going on in that division as we look at that spot happening. East Wake, the number 1 seed for the women and the men. The women got their win. The Lady Comets beat the Cleveland Rams here earlier tonight, dominating fashion. They have now moved to an opportunity to take on East Wake. East Wake for the number 1 spot in the Greater News 3A Conference, which is Friday. They host the East Wake Warriors. Clayton does after a long stand of being on the road on Friday night. Coverage on CRN beginning at 6:15 Eastern Time against the East Wake Warriors. Now that 2 games for the women and the men is for the number 1 spot in the Greater News 3A Conference. So the East Wake Warriors in the men's bracket are also at 1-0. Clayton is at 1-0 in the number 2 spot. West Johnston is at 1-0. So you have a 3-way tie. Clayton, if they beat Cleveland, will cause Cleveland to go 0-2 in the conference. And as it stands right now, the standings in the Greater News 3A include with that 3-way tie at 1-0, East Wake, Clayton, and West Johnston. Cleveland, South Triple S, and South Johnston at 0-1 in their conference play. That is for men's action. Other games going on. Recently, West Johnston beat Triple S the other night, 65-63. And other games also that are close in implications is Cleveland losing to East Wake the other night. They lost 62-45. Clayton beat South Johnston 65-51. And so other games coming up this week include tomorrow night, South Johnston against the Corinth Holder Pirates. That is a non-conference game, and that will be going on. In conference play will be Triple S taking on Cleveland. That is on Friday night when Clayton hosts the East Wake Warriors. So that is where they stand right now in the Greater News 3A bracket. Comets doing good, highs and lows. Some are doing well. Some are getting those big 3-point shots. We've seen the momentum for Clayton and for Cleveland shift back and forth in their favor. But as it stands at the half, it is 35-27. Clayton with 23 points in the first period, 12 in the second, 35 in total. Cleveland, 7 points in the first, 20 in the second, and a good game here in a great game shaping up here for the Greater News 3A Conference in this game between the Comets and the Rams. So that's where it stands right now as we look at the half. Great play by both players. Let's look at the upcoming schedule for the Clayton Comets. Run to the state playoff title. And Clayton is doing a really, really good job. But as it stands right now, Clayton.
Skyberry Fusion. Apple. Coconut Fruit Punch. And lemon.
Has been brought to you by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association.
Welcome back to CRN Sports Network coverage. Wesley Outlet here with you, Cleveland High School. The second half is about to get underway between the Comets and the Rams. 35-27 is the score.
And now back to live coverage right here on the Community Radio Network, the home of your Clayton Comets.
Comets under pressure by the Rams, and quickly, number 5, Walter Gaffer, will put in a layup, and it's good. 35-29, so the Rams get a layup quickly as this game gets underway in less than 11 seconds, and there's a whistle and a foul. Comets ball now. Mason Rush looking for Jaquan Ross. Ross faking. Heading it now back to Freeman. Give it now to Javante Long on the other side of the paint. Top of the key. Looking there at midcourt. Sets up and ready to go again. It's Rush. Rush back to Long. Sets it up now back to Rush again. Long to Rush. Ross is ready to strike, and so is Freeman. Under the boards is Shaq. Rush attempt made for 2, and it's good. 2-point shot made by the Comets of Rush, and it will count. 37-30. It's a 7-point lead. Clayton. Cleveland trying to cut down in that deficit where they're down. Back up court. Back to Matthews. Back to Robinson. Back to Matthews to Gaffer. And a fadeaway three attempt. No good. Comets back on the rebound. It's Freeman. Freeman all the way up court to Long. Looking for Javonte Long. Now to Shaq Howard. Shakir Howard to the basket. And it will count. Basket and one. Foul on Howard. Basket and one. He'll go to the line and shoot. An attempt is good. Foul on number 30, Jordan Wright. Or correction, Trey Fields. Or 22, apologies. Number 22, not Trey Fields, I'm sorry. That was Dawson Smith for the Rams. So it is a foul on Rams, and the basket is good. It's a 10-point game now. But turning right back around, returning the favor, is number 3, Austin Robinson for the Rams, and he'll put in a layup. And now it's an 8-point game. 40-32, 6:16 in the third. Back up court, Long to Rush. Rush to Freeman. Freeman goes now, sets it up to Ross. Jaquan Ross now with the ball. Back to Rush one more time, and the top of the key is Freeman. Freeman will fake. He's about to went down to the ground. Whistle and a foul. It's going to be on the Rams. Foul on number 1 of Matthews, and he got fouled on Rush. Rush, and it'll be Comets ball. Javonte Long will put it back to Rush inbounds again. Looking for Freeman. Rush is there. Rush can't find anyone open. He goes inside the key looking for the paint at Howard. Now to Freeman. Freeman under 2-man pressure. He'll carry it on his own to Long. Long for 3. Nails it. It's good. Oh, you should see the view from the rafters. Sweet, sweet poetry in motion. 43-32. Another 3-point shot by Javonte Long for the Comets. Another 3 made by the Rams. It bounces off the rim, and it's no good. Long gets his own rebound. He's back up court, midcourt. Back to Rush. Rush sets up now, looking for Ross. Goes back now to Long. Long with the ball. Sets it up now to Mason Rush. Rush with the ball. He now under defense by Matthews and Robinson. Throws it back to Freeman. Freeman under pressure by Matthews. Puts it in a fader and 2, and it's good. Good job, number 23, Freeman. 45-32, 5 minutes remaining in the third period. Gaffer setting up now to Robinson. Robinson for a 3 at Cleveland. Bouncing off the rim, and it's no good. Give it back to the Comets. Freeman to Howard. Whistle and a foul and stoppage of play. Last touch by Cleveland. They're going to the ball back to the Comets. It'll be Rush. Rush putting it back inbound to Ross. Ross around to the other side of the circle looking for Howard. On top of the key looking at Smith. He'll throw it back at midcourt almost to Rush. Rush back with the ball. He'll carry it on his own. About lost it. Whistle and a foul. Foul on number 3 of Austin Robinson for the Rams. It's Comets ball. So, Jaquan Ross will hand it off to Freeman. Freeman for 3, bouncing off the rim, and it's no good. Of Dawson Smith, you're going to see that a mile away. Push all the way to the basket on 22, Dawson Smith. This will bring number 3, Javonte Long, to the line, and he will shoot 2. Comets up by 10. He'll miss his first. 3:30 remaining in the third period. First foul shot did not count for Long. Long will regroup and go again here. He's at the board. Sets up. Second shot going in. Will he make it count? No, he will not. Both free throw shots no good for Long for the Comets. And it's now Rams ball. Back up court by Gaffer. Gaffer under pressure by Shaq. Basket and 1. It will count. Basket and 1. Gaffer. He'll go to the line and shoot for an extra shot. 1 shot extra at the line, and his basket's good. So Walter Gaffer, basket and 1. He will make an attempt to make it a 3-point play. 37. No good for the free throw.